Hey chess friends, today we are going to see the game between Bohm and Debarnot. Debarnot. This game was a 170 move gigantic game. It was a not so instructive. It was not instructive. It had this man wearing like if you say this knight goes to here, like this, yeah. Not like e4, d4, bishop d3, and some attacking instructive and those kinds of games, but like those who end in endgames and want to be lengthy, yeah. See, like this, the knight dance, the game happens. So what should the game begin with? Why not e4, e6, d4, d5, knight d2, knight c6, knight gf3, knight f6, e5, forcing the knights back, knight d7, then g3, bishop e7, bishop g2, castle, rook e8, then a3, knight f8, b4, knight g6, and the knight is now still the knight can't find good life. h4, threatening h5, black played h5. So now the knight was forced to prison, yeah, like that. So c3, and the knight gone back to f8, and then he attacked the knight with knight h2, then g6. So his d5 to h5 structure is iron fixed, yeah. Nothing can really do anything against it. Now knight f3 comes back, knight d7, and then white wanted to gain space, so a4 he said, not now, you should gain later. a5, then b5, knight a7. The knights are really badly placed. Now white's bishop was doing nothing, so white thought of a plan. Bishop a3, yeah, and black's bishop may be helpful in doing some kind of f6 back. So bishop takes on a3, rook takes on a3, queen e7, rook to a1, c5, breaking in the center. D takes on c5. Now there is an important question: which piece to break with? See, we should develop a piece with tempo. Now which piece is developing with an attack on an opponent's piece? Now you will say the queen. Why? Because it attacks the c3 pawn and develops. But after queen takes on c5, which is the best move, rook c1, then this knight, okay, we can find great future on b6, targeting this a4 weakness, and also could hop on c4, yeah, to exchange for the potentially good knight, yeah. So okay, he can find great future, but what about knight b3? Now the problem is that the a5 pawn is hanging. Oh no. Now queen c4, knight takes on a5, queen takes on a4, queen takes on a4, and knight takes on a4. Problem solved. Now you gave the a5 pawn and gained the a4 pawn. Simple. Now the b5 pawn is under attack. So b6, then knight takes on b6, then rook to b1, knight to d7, rook to a1, knight b5 attacking the knight, rook f to c1, and then b6, knight c6, rook takes on a1, rook takes on a1, then bishop b7, attacking the pawn, knight to b4, and then knight takes on c3. Black in some kind gained 2 pawns, but we say there is a downside of everything. Rook a7, bishop c8, rook c7, knight b5, rook to c6, knight b8, and rook takes on b6. White gained 1 pawn. Bishop d7, saving both the knights. Good move by him. Knight to d2, maneuvering the knight b3, c5. Now black had to give another pawn by the sake of activity. He gave it by playing knight c6, knight b3, d4, and then takes nd4, bishop takes on c6, knight takes on c6, rook takes on c6, and we end in a 4-4. So this 4-4 is drawn completely, but if the structure weakens, there is some chance, but it usually draws, and it will draw. Rook d8, now rook to d6. Okay, so he took. I was just joking. You can't take, No, I think you can, because ed6, king f8, king f1, king e8, king e2. No. Rook d6 is a blunder. Why? Because it loses 1 pawn. How? Because of the king. It's too close, right? If the king were on h8, then it would be over. So not that. So he started the game with king g2, rook d5, f4, rook d3. g3 weakness looks like a good one. Now king f2, then rook d2 check, king e3, rook g2, king f3, rook g1, king f2, and the rook gone back to a1. Rook c8 check, king to g7, king e3. Now rook e1 check, king d4. Now you will say rook g1, and what about the g3 pawn? Oh, I will manage. Rook to c3, the rook defends it. Now we can't allow white to get rampaging into black's camp, so rook d1 check, king c5, and rook d5 check. Okay, perfect defense. Remain on the d5, nothing will happen to you. King c6, rook d1, king c7, rook d5. The helpless white couldn't do anything to black's defense. Rook c6, rook d1, and then he thinked of penetrating with rook to d6. But now one idea that I like very much, I remember it's like it has been created like a Philidor type of idea. Very good idea. Rook to a1. Now if you play king d7, I will give check. Now king e8, then I will give check, and as you go on here, I will return. So now if you go back, rook a8 check, king e7, rook f8, I will wait, king d6 back, rook a8. Okay, so now king c5, rook c8 check, king b6, rook b8 check, rook b7, rook d8, king c7, rook d1, and again the barrier has been built. So rook b6, rook d2, never give unnecessary checks. Now you will say, what about rook to g1? Again rook to b3. So now he played rook c1 check, rook to c6, and then rook to d1, threatening rook d3, rook c3 back. Black managed the game by creating threats. Now he knew that a helpless king would not do anything without a rook. So he planted his rook on g1. Okay, be there. Yeah, and but white strategy was something else. White had a very wicked strategy. He played king d7. Then black rightly understood the plan that he wants to play king e7, then rook c8 and rook f8. To that he created a counterintuitive plan. How? First he played rook a1, yeah, threatening checks. Now white proceeded with his plan, king g7, rook a7 check. Now if you remain on this file, that will do nothing, the rook will give endless checks. Nor you can return to these squares. So now king d8, rook 8 check, rook c8. He said, okay, now what will you do? Now two strategies are there. The one is that I like and the most safe. The second is a quite risky, yeah, to play rook a3 and attack this pawn. But the one that I like is rook to a7, yeah, or rook a1 can also be risky because king e7, because I feel that it's that like king e8 and rook c7 and are coming, but that's also fine. So rook a7 and it's dominating, you can't play that. Rook c7, rook a check, king e7. He calmly played rook a1. Alright, no problem. But that's wrong. I was just joking, yeah. He played rook f8 because if you flee your rook to the file, what will happen about the poor f7 pawn? Probably nothing. He played rook a1, king e8, then rook a8 check. King d7, then rook to a1. King d6, rook d1 check, king c5, rook c1 check. Now he sought the perfect time. So king to b6, rook takes on c7, king takes on c7, king to f8, king to d8, king to g7, king to e8. Nothing like outflanking now. King g8, king e7, king g7, king e8, king g8. Like you can't penetrate, yeah. King e7, king g7. He didn't want to get in any rubbish like that. King d6, king f8, king c5, king e7, king d4, king d7, king c5, king c7. Now he tries to dominate him by triangulating and another type of things. Yeah, he wants to outflank him. Like if he gets the control of any valuable square, yeah, then black will be doomed. So like he gets the control of what can he gets the control of f8, then what of the f7 pawn? Nothing, regret. So that's why we use triangulation. Triangulation is a method. Like there is a king, I show you an example. This king is here, it wants to get to here, but not maintaining the opposition. So he will do king c2, king c8, then yeah, king d2, king d7, king c3 and king c7. So he will do king c3 and king c7. But the right type of triangulation is like this. You can do either this or the best is this. Yeah, you play like king c4, king c6, king d3, king d7 and king d4. If you play king c6, then king c4 and I win over your opposition. So that's how triangulation works. And he tried to triangulate him by playing king b4, king b7, king c4, king c6. Both kings triangulated and well, but no one achieved anything. King d4, now that's it. Time to outflank him. King b5, king e4, king c4, king d3, king f3. king d3. Now he used the effect of that, what can we say, that restriction that kings can't touch each other. Yeah, and then followed an exciting race. So okay, the king played g4, sg, king here takes g5. Yeah, king takes on e6, g4, king f6, g3, e6, king f3, e7. Actually this one, yeah, this one. So king g2, e8 is equal to queen and then f2. Now I had told you the, like, if you have watched my previous video, then you will know the basic of this pawn. Let me repeat. This bishop pawn, we can say, yeah, is, now the king needs to be in like minimum this zone. Yeah, so like if the king is here, then queen e4 check, king g1, queen e3, king g2, king g4 is working. No. Yeah, like if you do a queen then queen h3, no, that's not working. First, after king g2, we need to play queen e4 check, king g1, king g4, f1 is equal to queen, king to g3, no checks here, and the threat is queen e3 check, queen f6 check and mate. So if you release your queen, like if you release your queen like here, queen d1, just suppose queen e3 check, here check and mate. So this is it, and you can't give a check from anywhere. It can give check from here, but yeah, it is possible he can give check from here. So the queen needs to be, this is not also the situation. The situation would be like, a favorable situation would be like this, with black to move. So king g2, queen d2, king g1 and then king g3. Oh, this falls into a beautiful trap. Like, just say it was a game of yours, you play you quickly play queen d2, yeah, trying a very pesky tactic, king g3. Yeah, if you make a queen, then it is mate here, but the opponent very cleverly makes a knight and then forks your king and queen. Most admirable fork of all time. So, but these were grandmasters, they didn't do that. So return to our position. Now white started queen h8 check, king h1, queen h6 check, king g1, queen g5 check, king h1, queen h4 check, king g3, queen g3 check. Now see, king f1, do it. But okay, calm, I do king h1. Now if you take, it's stalemate. If you give check, okay, no problem, f1 queen g3 check, again this. Now there is no king, now king and queen mate tactic working. Like here, if you were, then king s3, then no tactic working because of check. Yeah, okay, so this was today's game. Today is Raksha Bandhan, meaning that today all the sisters and other like first there were sisters and brothers, but now other people can also do it with their neighborhood, close friends, family members and etc. Yeah, a mother can, but the significance is very awesome. Yeah, so actually what happened, that it's a very interesting story. There was one time one learned saint was asked by, he was praying for the vision of Brahma, God Brahma, the creator of the universe, and then he had the vision of him, and Brahma asked him a question: would you have a intelligent son who will die at the age of 16, or 100 sons who would live too old but foolish? So he asked for the one who will die at the age of 16. Yeah. So at the near of the end of the 15th year, Brahma Dev taught him a mantra that can surpass death. Yeah. And they pleaded to Shiva to extend his thing. Now, when his 15th year ended and the 16th started, the god of death, ghost and underworld, god Yama, came to take his soul. Now he like he sent his messengers, but he like as we say in the Bhagadiya, he done like that. And then when he came, yeah, he hugged the shivling of him, and when Yama's goose, who was his carrier, touched his nose touched the shivling, Vireshwar Shiva came out of the shivling and attacked the god Yama and killed him. Yeah. So he became the god of death. And to remember this day, people protected all sadhus and dead. And to remember this day, they tied many ropes around their hand to remember this day as a jig. But today it is called as Raksha Bandhan. Yeah, the sisters make a promise to protect their brothers. Yeah, to protect them. So that's all from my life. I hope like this video, to click the subscribe bell icon. Thank you.